Welcome to Yoga for Bone Health. I'll meet you on the chair. Lights on. And we'll come to stand in mountain pose, settling into the body, checking out what you notice, closing the eyes or gazing the attention downward so that we can really bring our internal eye into focus. Breathing in and out, allowing ourselves to arrive in this shape, in this body. So today I'm noticing I've got a little bit of something going on in my hip. So I'm going to bring lots of love and compassion and just attention to that part of my body so I don't overdo it, but also so that I'm not babying it either. So finding that fine balance between, like, pushing through or babying, discomfort in the body, finding that place of comfort and challenge. And just accepting things as they are. Remembering that when we want things to be different, it creates this energy in the body that can be, it creates tension. So if I really started to worry and kind of pontificate internally about this difficulty I'm having with my hip, then it's going to start creating tension in other places in the body. So when you accept things as they are, it's like, okay, this is going on, accepting it as it is, breathing in and out, being attentive and compassionate, then you can just let all the energy in the body flow and not create any other disturbances. And with that, let's open the eyes. And we'll start to bring some movement into the shoulders, maybe just rock from side to side, a little bit of movement. Maybe let's just get a little watery, a little hip movement, whatever kind of just feels good in this moment. And release. Good. We'll bring our hands up. I dream of Jeannie. I'm going to put my right hand on top. Big breath in. Exhale, go in the direction of the fingertips. Keep heart and navel forward. And then inhale, arms back to center. So we are stretching shoulder and arm. We'll do one more on this side. So it's not a twist. Switch. Inhale. Exhale over. First one is always like, I always want to twist. I want to take my body this way, but that's defeating the purpose. We're trying and doing this stretch for the arm and the shoulders. And release. Just make some great big circles back behind. One more. Great, arms up the side, internal, external, rotation, left, right, alternating. So exaggerating that shoulder coming forward and that full rotation of the arm right to the fingertips, like you're wringing out a towel. And just pay attention to the spine in this movement. So yes, like this, when I first started it, I'm like shoulders, neck, scapula. But actually, it's really inviting the spine to do some interesting stretching too. Okay, release, roll that out. I'll start getting mesmerized by the body again. All right, I dream of Jeannie. Inhale up as far back as you feel comfortable, and then switch the arm. Inhale up. One more time with each arm. Great, and just shake that out. Good. Either fingertips up or clasping the fingers. Inhale, exhale. Bring one elbow down, one elbow up. One elbow down, one elbow up. And if your fingers are clasped, you're creating resistance. You're pulling against the fingers. However, you don't have to. You can just bring the fingers to touch. It's like find what works best for you and do that. Not one's not better than the other. Reach up and out. Roll up the shoulders. All right, externally rotating, lift the heart. Big breath in. Internally rotate. Backs of the hands together, tuck the chin. So just isolating this last upper body movement. And release. So already your shoulders should feel like they've been working a little bit. Okay, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tuck the chin. Let the head get heavy. Take the head a little to the left and a little to the right. Explore, especially if you haven't been able to practice lately. I noticed it. We didn't practice on Monday. And by Wednesday, I was like, what is going on? Inhale, head back to center. Exhale, let's just gaze over one side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, the other. And we'll do that again. And again. Back to center, big breath in. Let's just take left ear to right shoulder. Inhale up. Right ear to left shoulder. Bring your hands behind your back. Do it again. Okay. All right, nice and warmed up. Let's turn and face the chair. Let's get our spine moving. So feet hip distance, shoulders over the wrists and hips over the ankles. Bend the knees, lift your sit bones up, gaze upward, big breath in. Exhale, rounding, tuck the chin, tuck the tail. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in, breathing out. And for me, just because I'm dealing with this little bit of hip tucking of the tailbone, really paying attention, being kind to what I'm noticing, being easy without stopping because of fear, right? Like I'm exploring my limits without going beyond them. Okay, let's just come to that neutral spine and we're just going to sway the hips a little from left to right with straight legs. Good, bend the knees, float your arms up to the sky. Exhale. Let's float those arms up again, grabbing onto your right wrist with your left hand, reaching up, exhaling over. Maybe a little lean into the hip. We'll do that again, inhaling up and exhaling over. And again, maybe a little lean into the hip. We'll do that one more time on this side. Feeling nice and open in the side body. Switch your grip, inhale up, exhale, coming over, maybe leaning into the hip. Inhale up, reaching up and over. Feeling that stretch from deep within the hip, all the way to the armpit. Okay, reaching up, exhale, trace those angel wings back behind you. Let's just grab onto clasp your hands so that your palms are facing up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the heart, hug in the ribs, draw the navel back, and just gently start to reach your arms back without arching the back. Stretch out the face, a nice big stretch. Opening up the chest, front of the shoulders. And release. All right, little twist, take the feet a little bit wider than the hips, toes pointed into the corners. And we'll just lift one heel as we turn to one side and then lift over to the other side. So you can just let your arms be like spaghetti noodles. Inhale, exhale. If you want to bend the knees, Bring a little more energy into it. And then that option of reaching your arms up into the corners of your room. And release. Great. Let's bring your hands behind your head. Mountain pose. Start to bend the knees a little bit. Drawing the navel back. Inhale. Forward fold. Just coming to halfway. You can always have hands on your thighs too. And then on the exhale, we're gonna rise and push the hips forward. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Push the hips forward. Slight bend in the knees. Forward fold. This is our deadlift warm up. Spoiler alert. We're gonna do a little bit of deadlifts. Actually, we're gonna do a pretty heavy leg day today. Working all the different sides of the legs, so I want to make sure you're nice and warmed up. And release. Good. Take the feet nice and wide. Sink down. Rise up. Our goddess. Little tick-tock. Sink down again. Maybe stretch the face and rise. And a little tick-tock. So now we can inhale down and exhale. Push into the ball of the foot. Side body stretch. Inhale. And exhale. So we're crossing our arm across the body. Pushing into the ball of the foot. Lift the navel, hug in the ribs. Building some heat before we start to lift some heavy stuff. Okay, we're gonna rise up, bring those feet together, and just our regular, everyday, ordinary squats. We can take our feet about hip distance, maybe a little bit wider. We're gonna sit back into that imaginary chair as we reach the arms forward. Inhale. Exhale as if you were rowing a rowboat. Let's bring those elbows back, lift the heart. Inhale. Exhale. When you rise up, lift the kneecaps to engage the quads. And we just will also gently push the hips forward. And that quad and glute kind of meet in the middle. And we come to this nice tall standing posture, keeping the heart lifted, not forgetting the action of the arms. So we're still warming up the shoulders by reaching forward, bringing the elbows back, combining these movements together to warm up the body, avoid injury. Let's do one more. And release. Great, sun salutation. Hand on the back of the chair. You can also take it onto the seat of the chair. This is just the way I'll demonstrate it today. Forward fold, soften the knees. Stretch out the face. Okay, soften through the shoulders and just sway left to right. Exploring your boundary from left to right here at the shoulder. It's another little shoulder stretch. Okay, come back to center. Keep both heels down. Paddle your knees forward and back. Right knee forward, left hip back, vice versa. Alternating, pedaling the pelvis. So when that right knee is forward, really draw that left hip back and vice versa. All right, inhaling, stepping your right foot forward, floating one or both arms up to the sky. Exhale, taking the hands down and stepping back. Forward fold. Inhale, left foot forward, big step forward, knee over ankle, coming into our warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, taking the hands down and step back. Okay, big step forward, right side. Paying attention to the scapula as you reach the arms up and back. Just that nice movement. Left side, big step forward, bend knee over ankle, press into the back heel, lift the back thigh. Exhale. Stepping back, inhaling, right foot forward, left foot comes out to the side a little bit. Again, we're in our warrior one, squeeze the thighs towards each other. Take your hands behind your head, lift the navel, hug the ribs, let's lift everything, lift the arches of your feet. Lift the kneecaps, lift this back thigh and the glute. Lift the navel, hug in the ribs. Heart is lifted. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms back behind you so the palms are facing out. Reach them back up. Palms are facing the body. And we're just going to alternate this arm movement. I'll show you what it looks like in the front. Get curious about this movement. And then release, bring the hands down, turn that back to a forward, stepping back into our forward fold, maybe bend the knees a little, maybe wag the tail a little, and we'll move to the other side. Inhale, left foot forward, big step forward, right foot comes out to the side a little bit, squeeze the thighs, lift the arches, lift the navel. And we're gonna do it again. Taking the fingertips a little further down the back when we have the hands in this upper position, and then a little bit further up the back when we bring it down. So we're trying to get closer to bringing the fingertips to the middle of the spine, whatever that looks like. When you're bringing the arms down, there's a real internal rotation to get those palms facing up. Any amount. Last one. Okay, release. Bring those hands forward, turn that back heel forward, and forward fold. Maybe bend the knees, straighten the legs, bend the knees, straighten the legs. And we're gonna walk to the back of the chair. Okay, we're going to come to seated. Grab your heaviest weights. Making sure you're hinging at the hips, bending at the knees to pick them up, rising up so you're not straining in any way. Okay, so we're gonna take these heavy weights, just kind of bring them closer to the front of the knees. Your thighs are parallel. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Bring the arms down at your side. Make sure the shoulder blades are drawn toward each other and you're just gazing down. Inhale, exhale, up, inhale, down, up. So it's like you're rowing, weird row. Inhale, exhale. And we're not going to do anything else. So if you are kind of looking forward at the screen, it's not a problem, but just after a while it might crick the neck. So if you just kind of tilt the chin a little bit down, looking down. Okay. One more. Bring the hands to the knees and we're going to rise up. Good. One weight comes down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite you to bring this up overhead. But if you feel that this heavy weight is going to be too much for that, switch it over, but just see what happens. We're just lifting it and holding it with both arms. So just see, okay? Now, you're sitting forward in your chair, navel is lifted. We're going to lift one leg, lift the knee, push it forward, retract, and down. Same side. Now, you'll be able to tell soon if this weight's too heavy, so you can switch it out. So, legs, arms, they're super busy right now, but I want you to pay attention to the core, hug in the ribs, and lift that navel. Okay, switch, and here we go, other side. So, with this weight overhead, it kind of forces you, like you can't lean to one side or the other, can't lean forward, can't lean too back, and it forces you, like, I am hugging in, especially my lower abdominals, like heaps right now to maintain this. Okay, last one. Release down. Oh. Good. Now, I've got a couple of weights in front of me, so I'm just gonna move them over so that they're not in the way for our next exercise. I'm gonna continue with one weight, one heavy weight, bringing it up to the chest. Hopefully you can see this. Okay, yeah. So holding it right up close to the chest, it's not away from the chest, that's gonna be too much. So a lot of the weight is coming into the torso. Extend your right toe forward and the toe is pointed up. You're sitting in the front of the chair, pretty good amount of seat touching the chair. And so I said right foot forward, right? And then your left ankle is under the left knee, all right? And you're gonna inhale forward. Let's just come back and we're going to use a bit of momentum. Inhale forward, press into that standing leg, stand up, squeeze the glutes, push your hip forward. Now, really extend your butt back to make sure that you're sitting on the chair. We don't miss it. That's 3, 4, we'll do 6, okay? You can take rest anytime. 5, 6. Great. We're just going to take rest before we move to the next side. The other option, always, is that you can go with a lighter weight. The other option is you can do this with no weight. Okay, you're essentially doing this using the weight of your body, right? Here we go. Opposite side. So if the opposite toe is pointed up, have a look at this position. Make sure the ankle is under the knee. And we're going to use a bit of momentum here. We're going to inhale forward and exhale. Push that hip forward. Stick the hip back to come down and trying to sit down somewhat gracefully. We exhale when it's hard, right? So when you're pushing into that foot, rising up. Okay, I think this is 5. One more. And 6. Okay, release. Okay, grab the second weight. You're just going to repeat those 3 exercises. Challenging yourself to go with heavy weights because you're sitting down. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Really hugging the ribs, take the navel towards the spine. Arms come at the side. Make sure there's no rounding in the upper back. Inhale, exhale, in, exhale. I want you to keep going. I'm just going to see what I'm noticing here. Good, just gazing down. Now you don't have to be folded all the way over, just more like a little bit of an angle. So just Karen, just maybe rising up a little bit there. There we go. Yeah, just a bit. There we go. Yeah. Looking good, you guys. And release. Okay, moving to one weight. So whether it's that heavy weight or a lighter weight to hold over your head, sustained. Sitting forward in your chair, hugging in the ribs and lifting the navel. Lift, push forward, retract, lower down, lift, push. So lower abdominal right now is actively drawing inward to support this sustained weight over my head. And you can probably tell just with my inability to speak in this moment, it's very challenging. Our whole body is being challenged. Okay, opposite side, lift, push, and down. So our hip flexors are being asked to do a whole lot as well because we're lifting and sustaining this lifted leg. So if you're kind of like, it's hard. Yep. I did not design this to make it easy. Last one. However, I did design it so that it is that it is attainable. So just making sure you're picking the weight that's right for you so that you're not feeling overwhelmed. Let's just take a moment, reconnect with the breath. All right, we'll take that weight into the chest. Extend one toe forward, opposite leg, ankle is under the knee. Really lifting up my navel up towards the heart, using a bit of momentum. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhale, standing up, pushing the hips forward. Keep going. I'm just going to show the side view. Oh. When you get to 6, you can stop. Okay, now I think that's 6. Good, so getting a nice like little hamstring stretch on that extended leg also. So this is checking on form before we move to the opposite side. Take a moment just to take a breath. And then we'll move to the other side. Inhaling forward, feel that stretch in the back of the leg, and then exhale, push into that bent leg, push that hip forward, and then you see how I'm folding forward, pressing the hip back before I come to sit down. Inhaling, push, and exhale, inhaling, and then exhale, push. Okay, I've lost track. I'm thinking that's 6. We're gonna sit down and we'll put those heavy weights out of the way. All right. Let's take a sip of water. And I'm going to invite you to take a medium weight. And holding the weight on each end, just need one. We're going to take the feet like a little bit wider than hip distance. The toes could be out to the side a little bit. And we're going to do wood choppers. Now, sometimes we do that holding the middle bar, but today we're going to hold the ends. All right, so we're going to take this with straight arms, reach it up and over, inhale. Okay, and then we're going to exhale, come down into our squat, and we bring it over to the other side of the knee. So inhale, or sorry, we should probably inhale down and exhale up, because that's where a lot of the effort is. Inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up. And then if you want to add, with the, as you're reaching up into the corner, you can lift the opposite heel up. Will just help a little bit with the form, the twist. And we're going to do one more on this side. And depending on how heavy you picked, you might be really ready for that by now. Okay. Take a pause. Inhale. Exhale. Reach it up. Come onto the ball of the foot. Inhale down and squat. Oh, sorry. Exhale up. And inhale down. So keep lifting the navel up and hugging the ribs in. Keeping the torso feeling really solid and steady. This will be the last one. And release. Okay. Picking too light or kind of like medium light. So like my lightest are 2.5s. My medium light is like a 5. And I think like this is like gonna be pretty challenging for me for this particular exercise. So just to give you perspective, coming into goddess legs. Okay, lift the arches of the feet, draw the thighs up, lift the navel. Now arms out so that you've got this like wide W shape, okay? Inhale, exhale, just push the arm out, no higher than shoulder. Inhale it back, exhale out, inhale it back. This time, as you push this out, lift the same side heel, feel that on the inside of your leg. Remember I told you we're doing a bunch of leg stuff today? It's legs and secretly core, but we've been focusing a lot on shoulders lately. So I just wanted to shift our focus a little bit. You can thank me later. Okay, so I'm really starting to notice the weight in my arm. And now we're gonna stop, we're gonna rise up, we're gonna release, bring those toes forward and bring the feet together. So some adductor work, yes, but also thighs. Okay, so keeping this like medium light, depending on your range that you have, or coming to like a true medium. We'll bring the weight and have the chair on our left side, weight in our right arm. Having about arm's distance away from the chair. This is just if you need it. Okay, so we're gonna bring one arm up and the other foot out to the side. So I'll show both ways, one with the chair and one without. Inhaling. Exhale, side crunch. Now arm could be out to the side for balance, which is like, whoa, super challenging for the core. But if you're feeling at all tippy or just need that extra support today, then using the chair. Last one. And release. So notice, like my elbow didn't have to touch the knee. It's just moving in that direction so that you're feeling that those obliques, those side muscles kind of engaging and releasing. Okay, when you're ready, over to the other side, reaching up, lifting out, lift the navel, inhale, exhale. Ooh. Something's a little different on this side for me, and I think it's because my little hip thing that's going on, so I'm going to use the chair for the first little bit till I feel more comfortable. Okay, now let's see. Okay, it's okay. Just gotta go a little slower. You do you. Last one. And release. Whew. Okay, mental note, I think I'm gonna pick a lighter weight for that side next time, just so I'm not overdoing it. Okay, lightest weights. And then we also squeezed in a little bit of a shoulder press there. So we're squeezing in a little scapular rotation, but we're also going to bring our legs into like our feet into a V shape. Bend the knees like coming into a plie and lift the navel. Lift the arches of the feet, lift the thighs, bring your palms forward. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, arms move, and then release. They're gonna come back. Squeeze. And release. And if you have found that your lightest weights are no longer challenging you for this exercise, move up. Because I'm not exactly sure what weights you have at home. So if you've been doing these at like with ones for a long time, you could try twos. So keeping the plie active, so my thighs are lifted, my glutes are lifted, even my pelvic floor is lifted up a little bit. Okay, last one. Rise up. And release. Next time we're gonna add a heel lift. Okay, bring that down. Coming to a medium, medium light. And my medium light is 5, okay? And I wouldn't do heavier than that, but just for perspective. Taking the feet kind of wide, a little bit of a turn of the toes, coming into a squat position. Okay, heart lifts, lift the arches of the feet, lift the navel, bring your arms up, 90 degrees at the elbow. Inhale. Exhale, reach across like you're side swiping someone. Inhale. Exhale, it's like a punch, cross body punch. I'm just gonna do 5 on each side. And then we're gonna move directly to the other side. Here we go, inhale, exhale. This is intentionally challenging for the thighs. And a little core work, snuck it in again. Last one. Rise up. Exhale, release. Bring those feet together. Okay. As promised, a deadlift. Bring your chair so that it's facing you and getting like a medium heavy weight. Of course, you can change at any time. So I'm just going to move my chair a little bit over to the right and stand a little bit to the left so that when I come to a forward fold, my right hand is on the chair and there's room for my left hand to be down at the side. Okay, so when I'm in this tabletop shape, ankles under the knees, shoulders over the wrists. So just setting yourself up for that. Bring all of your weight into your right foot. Lift the navel, lift the heart. We're going to inhale, come forward, and at the same time, lift the back leg up. So your left side has a weight in the hand and you're lifting the back leg up. That's on an inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to rise up and kind of swing that foot forward like we know, like we're comfortable with what we've done in deadlifts many times. Inhale down and exhale, rising up. So this is weight bearing, okay? Weight resistance, stability, and balance. Glutes, hamstrings, core muscles, ankles. Standing leg has a little bend in it, right? And release. Switch the weight over. Bring your weight, sorry, chair over. And coming over to the opposite side, where I'm going to take my left hand, come into a forward fold so that your shoulder is over the ankle and your right arm has space down at the side. All right, we're going to rise up on the exhale. Inhale, bring all of your weight into the left foot, lift the right foot. Inhale. Exhale, we'll rise up. Inhale down. Exhale, we'll rise up. I want you to keep going. I'm just going to check in. And if you want to turn the chair around so that you're using the top of the chair, if you think you'll find more stability with that, that's always an option. And the weight is just down when you come into your forward fold. The weight is down. Shoulder blade is engaged, so no rounding in the shoulder. You got it. And then you stand up. Yeah. And release. Good job, everybody. Okay. Time is flying today. So that was our first round. We're meant to do a whole second round. So I'm gonna get strategic. We'll do a few and then we'll come down on the floor to stretch. So let's do our wood chopper. So grabbing onto that medium, like a true medium weight, coming into like a comfortable squat position. We're going to reach our arms up and over our head, turning to the left. Inhale. Sorry, exhale. And then we inhale, come into a squat. Bring the weight down on the opposite knee. And then exhale up, turning on the ball of the foot on the right side. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Reset. Inhale, exhale over to the other side. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Good. And release. Okay, grabbing onto your lighter weights for our goddess W arms. I'm going to move right into it quickly so we don't run out of too much time. Lift the navel. Here we go. Lift one heel, push it out. Lift one heel, push it out. Inhaling, exhaling with the effort. Now the heel lifts are optional. If you're kind of feeling like, I don't know so much, or if it's bothering your foot in some way, one more on each side. Just lifting these weights up really no higher than your shoulder. Rise up and side crunches. So I decided I'm going to go for a lower weight, but you do you. Using the chair if you need to, even to just get started, just bring that weight up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, elbow to knee. It doesn't have to touch. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 5 on this side. That's 3, 4, 5. And release. You know, you can move the chair or not move the chair if you're using it or not. I'm just demonstrating that. Inhale, exhale, inhale. 3, 4, and 5. And release. Good. Grabbing onto your medium light weights. Coming into a sustained squat. Lift the navel, lift the arches of the feet, lift the heart, elbows at 90. Inhale, exhale. Twisting at the waist. 2, same side. 3, 4, and 5. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Release. Rise up. Let go. Okay. Light weights, lightest weights. What I'm going to cut out is the deadlift because I'm going to teach it a little bit more clearly next week. Just from what I noticed, we need to go over a little bit of form. So we're going to come into our plie, elbows at 90, palms facing up. Option to lift the heels and sink down, squeeze the scapula together. I'm already out of breath. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the scapula. Woo! This is fun stability work. Strengthening big time. Okay, I'm gonna throw one more in. You do you. Okay. Alrighty. And we'll release that. Take the shoes off, maybe, if you want, it's up to you. I'm gonna come down onto the floor. We're not gonna do any weight bearing on the floor today, we're just gonna do some stretches. So scrolling down one vertebrae at a time, we're just coming onto your left side, coming onto your back in whatever way is most comfortable. We're gonna hug in the knees, stretch out the face, tuck the chin, let's just squeeze and spread the toes. Circle the ankles one way. Circle them the other way. Point and flex. Good, hands at your knees, let's circle, a really nice wide circle around. Then change the direction of the circle. And really being intentional about this movement, this is a really easy throwaway movement, like, okay, circle. And then your brain is like somewhere else. See if you can stay connected and focused to the body so that we're providing that inside adductor stretch when we come to the widest part of the circle. Great. Feet up, knees out, happy baby. Ah, I think it's my ultimate favorite for sure. Feels so good. And then let's play around with our happy baby. We can rock. Maybe as we rock to one side, we extend one leg nice and long. Rock to the other side, extend the other leg nice and long. Just alternating. And then let's come into like both legs kind of extended out, making a V with the legs, and then bringing the feet toward each other, knees away into cobblers. And incidentally, my feet never touch in cobbler because I want to bring the knees as far away as I can. So coming into that V kind of transition, happy baby to cobbler. Great, let's bring the feet down nice and wide, arms out to the side, and we're gonna windshield work with the legs. Again, another very easily throwaway move because it's easy and familiar. And so the brain's like, okay, cool, got this. Put the legs on automatic pilot so I can go chew on some problem I need to solve. So that can happen. But in this moment, we're gonna stay focused because what I'd like you to do is when you bring the legs, say all the way to the left, pause. This right leg, we want to stretch the quad. We did a lot of leg work, right? So push the right knee away from the hip. All right, so you can energetically, the knee goes away from the hip, and energetically, the hip goes away from the knee, and we get this great big stretch along the quad. And then we'll move it over to the other side. So this top leg, this left leg, push the knee away. Feel that stretch through the quad and possibly into the hip. And then you can play around. So when I say play around, this is really about being super hyper focused in on the sensations of this movement to optimize this stretch for your body. We all hold tension differently, right? So yawning, sighing, releasing, and getting curious about how we can support the body. Okay, last one. All right, let's bring the feet so they're hip distance apart. Thighs are parallel, arms are at your sides. Tuck the shoulder blades under and just gently tuck the chin. Inhaling. Exhaling, we're gonna lift the hips up enough so that we feel this stretch. Again, another quad stretch. Inhale down and exhale up. Squeezing the glutes enough to lift the hips. Inhale down, exhale up. Just another quad stretch. Try to keep the quads parallel. And release. Good. Hug your right knee into your chest and push your left heel away. maybe even move the left leg from side to side slightly. Just exploring that leg attachment there. Bring it back to neutral, extend the left leg up to the sky. So I'm just clasping my hands behind my thighs, but you could grab onto the side of your pant leg, whatever works for you. And we're just gonna point and flex. And the leg can be as straight or as bent as you need it to be to feel a stretch in the back of the leg. This is our intention. So especially when we bring the toes down and push the heel up, we want to feel some lengthening here in the back of the legs to support all that work that we did. And release, and we'll switch sides. So hug in the right knee, push the left heel away. And then again, you could rock that leg a little to the right, a little to the left. Big breath in, big breath out. And then when you're ready, reaching it up to the sky, clasping your hands behind the thigh or grabbing onto the pant leg, point and flex. And again, bending that knee so that we're not creating tension. We're trying to release tension. And it's that exploration of, between comfort and challenge where we want to get that muscle to lengthen, but we don't want to overstretch it. And, that's a real fine-tuned approach to moving the body. Okay, we're going to release the legs down, bring the arms at your side, tuck the shoulder blades under, palms are facing up. Let's just squeeze and spread the toes and open and close the hands, like kind of vigorously. As you stretch at the face, stretch it out. Scrunch it up, stretch it out. Make a few circles at the wrist and ankles. And then finding the Shavasana that makes sense to you, whether that's traditional lying down, feet to the sides, or with bent legs, feet wide, knees coming in, or any other variation that's going to suit your body today. Shifting your attention to the breath within the body. And taking a moment to honor yourself, honor this effort, honor the challenge, honoring the fact that you showed up today for this challenge. You did that. And then just being aware of your attention. Where is your mind focusing? And just seeing if you can bring it back to breath and body. And inviting in whatever is needed in this moment. So maybe it's compassion. Maybe it's tenderness or appreciation. Maybe there's a voice that is challenging you, that is critical, and seeing if we can soften that voice. Because in all likelihood, that voice is not really serving you. Breathing in, breathing out. Allowing the exhalations to allow the body just to kind of sink deeply into the earth, so that you can loosen your grip on the hold of the body, because the earth literally has your back in this moment. Allowing tension to just kind of roll out of the body, roll off of the body. Leaning into yawning or sighing as a way to rid the body of that tension. And acknowledging that the body will have tension. We can't move through this life without collecting tension in the body. So it is in these moments where we can let it go, so that this tension doesn't build up and become problematic later. And start to bring some movement into the feet, into the hands and the face, ankles, wrists. And if it feels good to you, reach those arms up overhead. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Surrender to gravity. We're going to bend the knees, bring the arms in, roll over to one side. Just maintaining that sense of tenderness toward yourself. We'll slowly rise up, choosing to stay seated on the floor or moving to your chair, finding a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. Sitting tall, observing the body in this shape, observing the flow of the breath moving in and out of the body. Just remembering that the breath is literally right under your nose. You can access it anytime you need to. Just pause or find a moment to be quiet. Settle the nervous system. I invite you to bring your hands up over your heart center and really and truly thank yourself for taking care of yourself in this way, challenging yourself week after week. It's pretty great. And let's seal in with a unifying Om as we inhale together. Thank you very much for practicing with me today, and we'll see you soon.